in Japan, where they send a salon delegation this, they not agree for me we enter the hotel because they say we get debt day. And then I mean the first time we had a good day. Now that I inherit. Where everybody don't go inside, me not be still able because I be needful. Ask me with all my delegation, pay for the hotel bill where they be done left day, I don't even know which year. Before me they allow for before then they allow me for enter day. Then kind national disgrace then they it don't make salon man don't lost in self-esteem. Today, Sierra Leone is viewed differently around the world.
Can you imagine a president enlightened, he saying go Japan, when he reach the hotel, then they say, well, buddy, you government not pay where to. You know, come on. This is a joke. This is a joke. You and I, if you ready for Car London today, now when you Car London, now you can't find your hotel. That's it to go sleep. This guy for not booking hotel, but don't tell us, no, we don't accept you now because you still owe it. But you can lie, then can lie there. Say that when you reach that hotel, then they tell you, say, no, you last government, they owe you. No, seriously, Juma, you know, I make with the question you ask me, say, if we want to give Madam back another chance, if salon people they do up, then they sign a death warrant.
That's like cash box. One social media commentator will put more inside this particular talk on the Japan trip of the caretaker. The African Express not waste any time. They go back to the archive and then what did they do? They pull all the list of the visitors them we don't go to Japan and the one them we don't come inside Sierra Leone from Japan. The African Express not up there. Then go before and talk say this trip where caretaker beyond the talk say it go pay debt for the last government in Japan. In self care go about $270,000. Let me read this thing for you. Then say President Madabio still withdraw about $270,000 from the National Treasury for his 5-day trip to Japan in 2019. $91,601 per diem for himself and $36,587 for his wife, even though they were both traveling together. This is also despite the fact that the logistics and protocol for his visit had been arranged by the host government, that's not Japan. This now the list of the money them where they withdraw. And they show all the list and transaction of the money them where they withdraw. This again don't draw plenty people their attention. Femi Claudius Cole, the leader for the Unity Party, they get a different angle where it take concerning the caretaker in Japan trip. And waiting in as a leader of your party be the expect from the caretaker.
Okay, I want to talk in the common sense. Because let me tell you something. If me a president of Sierra Leone, I get opportunity. You know how far 98.1 they go? That is probably one of the most listened to morning shows in Sierra Leone. Me get that kind of audience there for talk to me people there. I know they can't talk, but that's why I go pay. Not that's why I go pay the money you. Not for that's why I go pay. Now you know the excuse where they can't give you now. Now waiting I go cool where I go Japan, now they tell you. Who's benefit part and me come back na salon where I come out Japan, now they tell you. Not for the debts where you go pay. Not for the debts. Honestly, to me, it make you feel like I say, the panel really they look at the big picture. You know, they look at the big picture. They're asking you hard questions. They're asking you questions where the public would like to ask you. And you have an opportunity for talk to me. You they tell me what that's where you go pay. I mean, how simplistic is that? What did you get from Japan? Now you know the question. What in Japan they can do for we? And you stay with the left for what can the one world? They spend money, they bigger. When?
He said we not for disconnect because it clean the image of the country where it can go so.
Okay, well, it do so now. It don't clean where it do now. It do so now. Thank you very much. Now that money the way would they take the waka all about. Let us invest it in the children. Let us invest it in our hospitals.
Yeah,
let us not build.
Investment they go for.
But where?
Huh? You know,
where? Well, if you are traveling to all these places and you have something tangible to show the Sierra Leonean people, publicize it. Let us appreciate you.
think about all of this? Drop your comments down in the comment section. Feel free for share this.
In Japan, where they send a salon delegation this, they not agree for me we enter the hotel because they say we get debt day. And then I mean the first time we had a good day. Now that I inherit. Where everybody don't go inside, me not be still able because I be needful. Ask me with all my delegation, pay for the hotel bill where they be done left day, I don't even know which year. Before me they allow for before then they allow me for enter day. Then kind national disgrace then they it don't make salon man don't lost in self-esteem. Today, Sierra Leone is viewed differently around the world.
Can you imagine a president enlightened, he saying go Japan, when he reach the hotel, then they say, oh, buddy, you government not pay we to. You know, come on. This is a joke. This is a joke. You and I, if you ready for Car London today, now when you Car London, you can't find your hotel. That's it to go sleep. This guy for not booking hotel, but don't tell us, no, we don't accept you now because you still owe it. But you can lie, then can lie there. Say that when you reach that hotel, then they tell you, say, no, you last government they owe you. No, seriously, Juma, you know, I make with the question you ask me, say if we want to give Madam back another chance, if salon people they do up, then they sign a death warrant.
That's like cash box. One social media commentator will put more inside this particular talk on the Japan trip of the caretaker. The African Express not waste any time. They go back to the archive and good morning, and welcome to your program where KOL RES on we are on YouTube and on Facebook, so we can discuss issues them with the front page of the newspaper and the carry. But you know, say this one na holiday, and normally the journalists them can say the newspaper then don't drown. In other words, they not come out because this na holiday, and they all they relax for, you know, prepare themselves again for the time where they will begin operation better one. But notwithstanding, we get things that way they happen all over the country, and it will find for that we know waiting don't happen with different parastatals them from where the year don't begin till to this time where we can say goodbye to 2023 and welcome 2024. Well, yesterday we began the talk about the corruption, and we as well go inside the audit report. So we discuss several issues then. Well, this morning we actually don't get, you know, the director of public education and external outreach the department were responsible for talk to the public, educate them and tell them what they happen inside the anti-corruption commission. And the person where we get, like I say, the director we Patrick Sandy. Good morning and welcome to the program this morning.
Good morning. Thank you very much for having me on this program. Very much happy here.
And even though you day on leave, you make your time for come and talk. You really show saying a director. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All
welcome.
Right. So on the Zoom line, we get another person where Abdul Rahman case. Abdul Rahman, good morning and welcome to the program this morning.
Yes, good morning, family, and good morning. Good morning.
All right. All right. So we get the director of public education and external outreach we did inside the program this morning. So let me start with the director quickly. Director, 2023, I will be done talent for the Anti-Corruption Commission because you get a lot of things that will unfold.
Yes. Well, I will say that 2023 has been also a year of huge success on the part of the ACC and even the fight against corruption. Because as they say this based on data, and also when you look at administration generally, what I mean by data, now firstly, watching the international indexes, then they talk about the fight against corruption. We see, for instance, the TI, when the Transparency International Perception Survey will come out for 2023, we look at 2022. Sierra Leone also be moved from 115 just that year to 110. Of course, there had been other progression where we don't make as a country, so that was also quite remarkable. Then you also look at recovery. We still continue to recover funds from public institutions, individuals, where something happened, where corruption related or corruption, we'll find out, say, that is how it happened and we need to get the money back. We did that. And the more remarkably, we move into integrity house, because for some time back, we don't be on that construction day, and we now get a purpose-built edifice. We're able to accommodate all the staff of the ACC and actually built in such a way for make the environment quite conducive for doing work. Because USA have been there since the establishment of the ACC in 2000, when a cathedral house, we even get exit. It hadn't any kind of facility we go able for accommodate that kind of institution, especially when an intelligence-led institution. But we said we don't do, and this happened in 2023, is actually another mark we don't make in the fight against corruption. Then also we get the Afrobarometer will come out, where IGR do. Of course, Afrobarometer, say they save the work with the Global Corruption Index, but they now they focus on the aspect of public sector corruption, especially in the Africa. So also we make a very good jump in terms of trust. We make a 9-point jump in that particular survey with Afrobarometer do, but specifically IGR. And you look at the scale of investigations also we do 2023, they are quite high. And in fact, we see even towards the end of the year, we don't get other investigations. The one we get for do with the former chief immigration officer, Andrujaya Kaikai. We also get an investigation we do with the registrar of the courts of appeal. We get investigations we do with the principal of Annie Walsh. These are quite remarkable. We get one we do with SLBC management. That's also very high. And quite recently, the Court of Appeal referred the matter to we get for do with the former President, Dr. Ernest Bai Koroma, and also that of the former flag bearer of the APC, Nasamura Kamara. So all of these things are on the desk, and we are doing quite robustly on them in terms of investigations. With intelligence work is also going on. We go prevention department, then do several reviews, and we go a national anti-corruption strategy as well, whereby the first generation strategy, when have been 2019 to 2023, as we talk, you get for end, but we put together a team of experts where they work now on the next 5-year strategy, 2024-2028. And this strategy as well, by requirement at the United Nations Convention Against Corruption, when are they on every country forget a national strategy. And a national strategy is about the people's own views as to how they fight against corruption for go. It is different from the ACC on strategic plan. People have to understand. So now we get different groups of people with various knowledge in areas where they will come and contribute, and also they get for engage different people in the country, go to the provinces. So that strategy also be actively in development, and by 2024 we will
get launch. Very big file where Unado handle inside 2023. And the program in name where you do right now, KOL RES. I think I forget to ask you this question first of all. This now KOL RES, we call them KOL RES. So let's take you first off the discussion, because I guess we can ask you about KOL RES program and issues they want to get already. But you don't tell me it's KOL RES. When are the last time it's KOL RES?
But I'm a fan of KOL RES. Why I appreciate KOL RES? Not because I am where I am today. Even when I be the regional manager, Nabo, now money I take me KOL RES go na office. So people they be just feel say something mean a stingy person, or I don't want to spend. We got others you go pay and go want forget bread and lunch or meat, drink tea, you see. But me always be done get that approach, because as I say, even when I did university, Correct be very important to me, and not because I don't can out there in a state where I know one time, then I will forget about them. But correct, especially Qatar leaf, you know, where able Qatar leaf can always prove himself. So when last I be say it's as recent as this November. You know, when I go Kores, then I also can let Kasada, of course, because Mina Shebraman, so I can let Kasada beans, but Kores don't make much. And I don't let them because, as they say, you know, for forget Oberefu.
No.
Yes.
It's
So,
whether the cassava or whether the
Kores-
cassava leaf now the same family no more. So Salomon and cassava, they're not the part coming. Okay, so since the program in name na KOL, so I get other guests we don't join within Edward Mara, and so we get two other guests them waiting at the Zoom line. But I ask you some KOL questions, then quick one. In other words, we will get some things them we be there of very high profile issue them we been there na shelf we not to 2023 they happen, but people still want to know waiting at the status of them things then they number one, waiting at the status with the matter of Alpha Timbo and the Anti-Corruption Commission on the Chinese rise.
Yeah, this na matter where I feel say we don't explain.
Yeah.
But of course it keeps coming. That matter, if people they follow through, this was a matter where the ACC charged na court, and the ACC then procedure now that they can always ask the Attorney General and Minister of Justice for let them do trial by judge alone,
Yeah.
because High Court cases by the Criminal Procedures Act can always require trial by judge and jury. So when we do that application, because all the matters we actually go to court, we can also write to the AG for give it if you like, if you had for do just trial by judge alone. So that was one matter where be strange, where the Attorney General then not be agree at all for let we go try by judge alone. So when the matter go court, indeed until they say for trial by judge and jury, and we honestly cannot do that. Even with infrastructure, today we talk about the anti-corruption court, not make provision for that. So when we went the matter as I say, the Attorney General they still say no for be with jury. I said why? You know give the fear. So we decided to withdraw the matter. We withdraw the matter, can't do some internal aspects about it. But we realized that even if we are to go back to court with it, even with another Attorney General, it would still become difficult. So in that case, we have never done.
Why it for being difficult?
No, the people that way before really come for witnesses. We don't prove now difficult for letting can be testimony.
But this not anti-corruption. We get the power for ask somebody for can be witness if you be not in a witness list.
No, sir. You get for understand say if you person are your own witness, you not forget go answer. Otherwise, you will be hostile witness.
So what is the reason we make them people in the power for being witness again?
Oh wait, you see what happened in that matter? You don't say it was about the rights and the decision they take now being cabinet. How that decision was translated for let the minister then, Ona Alpha Timbo, do that action about the rights and whatever. You definitely needed one cabinet confirmation and then also other people will be in the cabinet, precisely ministers. So if those people are not, so to speak, willing, then you just want for go court case na court and then for let you do some.
So
that's not the interest of the ACC.
Cabinet people that they talk about, not ordinary Sierra Leone them. Wait, now them for the in the fight, in front fight against corruption. Why then decide now? If cabinet people from cabinet choose not for the witness again, why?
What they say, the information they gave us now that at cabinet will come out was different from what we thought. It is not about using the person for the same reason as to why you are for charge. Then the person denied. You see, not to say then deny. Then it was like whatever we had decided was the same thing. So we said, say, if we get this matter go court, court, we will lose it.
Yeah, because
And
we
we just want to
ask
take it to lose it.
again about this particular matter. We be not say the former Minister of Justice and Attorney General Wina Priscilla Swart. Now in begin at the option they say judge and juror. And when I withdraw them say when they come back and go back, when I go update you on that. Yeah, but one Attorney General don't pass, two Attorney General don't pass, you know, and then if I'm not mistaken, number 3 will pass now. At least now for them to get around that. But now all you this quickly.
That is the point I am making. Yeah. When we withdraw the matter, we reviewed it. And when you review the matter, you therefore go back to the court. And so if you look at the chances of going back to court and you lose, why do you need to go there? Even though now you...
When I been tell we say that particular case, they not to lose una lose now just because I don't want to judge and juror. So why this time around, if una not lose them at all, una the things una for lose them? Now that's not the question.
Let we understand we say very well.
Please, sir.
When we charge, as I say, they say judge and jury. But we withdrew the matter for can review, Mark. Okay. So to say if we go back to court, when we go back to court, then we want secure conviction. But when we review the matter again and look at what is it that people who go to court will have to say, if at all, it will be helpful to our case. So do we still need to take it there? No, sir.
Okay, so
I think so we understand the trade.
Yes, only the
so since the matter never went back to court, and then it is deemed that Alpha Timbo don't get any criminal case.
Why? Okay, so only the black out a journalist inside, and I get CSO Edward Mara. You listen to the director of public education. And they talk about we get this KOL RES case when Alpha Timbo. Now we don't know say Alpha Timbo not get any criminal case for answer to right now because of certain situation. So what do you make up of this particular explanation of the director?
Well, in the first place, as a Sierra Leonean and as a journalist, I think say now we all in responsibility, you know, for support the Anti-Corruption Commission in the fight against corruption.
Correct.
For some of we don't do that from the first commissioner, Wena Barcolia, to Joko Smart, to Tijan Cole, to Pijigal Kamara, and to also Adi Makoli, and the current student commissioner of the ACC, Wena Francis Ben Kefala. But I think say in the fight against corruption, currently as me the view, in my own opinion, it's not like this current Anti-Corruption Commission now play cook and dipper.
What do you mean? Because they don't get several assessments and several passes them, and then they make very important strides.
You know, some people believe in me in the fight against corruption, not to paper, not to talk, not about how in the council it explain that they don't do investigations so matter there and there. I can tell you right now, authoritatively, that the Anti-Corruption Commission gets a huge pile of corruption cases, and many of the cases that they wanted the anti-corruption do.
All right, we don't lost on the line. So like out you inside case you don't listen to Patrick Sandy. He's making point on this past case of Alpha Timbo. Edward, I think I mute you, Mike. I don't know why. Okay, Abdulrahman case. What do you make up of waiting the director say just now?
I think to Mr. Sandy, I think first of all the Anti-Corruption Commission they establish them for promote integrity and transparency.
Let them give them so that they go investigate the new matters and then go prosecute the new matters, which we succeeded in doing that. Because over the years, previous commissioners they can recall where Barcola had been there, where Joko Smart had been there, Janko. That's the Anti-Corruption Commission not doing get that 100% independence, because when they don't investigate the matters, they get for send to the office of the Attorney General. So the Attorney General get for using discretion whether to charge those people to court or not. But today they have the independency. So my own problem with this current commission, why they refer to them as play cook, It's like where military state now they pretend for the fight corruption in the country. We don't see in this country how state functionaries that have been investigated by the Anti-Corruption Commission that should be charged to court and be brought before the law and for let the law take its course. Then the Anti-Corruption will tell we no, we want for negotiate with them, the money will not thief. Then they just pay that money, they no more. If we don't recover that money, they well, we can left them now. And we have many of those cases where the Anti-Corruption Commission
but again, anti-corruption day for take back the money where people they don't thief. It come back inside the consolidated fund. So you not think say that they do good in that area then they don't do anything wrong?
That is not the best approach. You know, we are talking about justice here. Somebody don't thief the people of Sierra Leone. Yes, for recover the money is important. But at the same time, Sierra Leoneans are not going for sit down back and look that person in the work and the street of freetown proudly as if he not hurt the people of Sierra Leone, as if he not hurt he not thief the people of Sierra Leone, and as if this country is not governed by the rule of law. Me get this point that, and I think say I don't discuss this. Me and other like-minded Sierra Leoneans, we are thinking about it, including my own elder brother Oswald Ansing. That we are putting together a private member motion bill to be tabled to Parliament that want the Anti-Corruption Commission, number one, to review the Anti-Corruption Act. Then secondly, for make sure say we give a custodial sentence on criminals. When the thief, if we refund the money, at the same time, if we go jail. But this idea where this current student commissioner and anti-corruption commission don't can put together.
Wait, you continuously say student commissioner. Why student commissioner?
Well, this is the first time in the history of this country, in a very important and respected institution like the Anti-Corruption Commission, you can have a commissioner who is not in Sierra Leone, who is a student, where they study, and they continue for head that commission. Are we serious in the fight against corruption? Don't we have responsible, highly educated, and credible high-profile
team then anti-corruption, not a one person?
For head that institution, unless we have to wait for the students, we don't graduate and come back to index. The question is, the answer is no. So we are saying that, the government can be very, very, very tough in the fight against corruption. This idea of negotiating with criminals, I don't think is the best way to go in the fight against corruption.
Okay, so Edward, now all you there. They asked case one question there. I need several, clarification there because Patrick said they don't get better time. He actually they on leave right now. So, case, I'll be asking you a question. What do you think about what Patrick say?
Well, I think say one of the problem who we get na Sierra Leone, we seem not for trust the people who they do the work. What they're supposed to do. Okay. Because if we get the anti-corruption win and then get a rule for charge corruption, then go with the matter and with their own judgment, then decide for say no, we know they pursue again. I think say we all the honors upon them for they don't fear enough for come and say well now for this reason maybe say who carry the case go. Maybe they think say they will lose if they carry the case go, then go lose the case and not go on or lose the case. So what I believe say the Anti-Corruption Commission for don't do in the aspect of hastily for members for good charge, I think say the issue me what they talk about way of recovery stolen fund. Sometimes subject to and judicial gymnastics for make somebody go with case in court. Sometimes I say if you get away because for I think say Patrick Sani go serve me right because my organization are one of them partners them even though they don't call me game by them programs them. Okay. But I want to say something then they spend a lot of money for prosecution because every time the people that they go to court, the time they will spend by the case, and the anti-corruption they spend a lot of resources. So if they don't weigh that resources they as against say them go lost and this not public interest, I think say they don't get away they go forget them people there. For make they recover back the rest of the loss. That's the mistake that the way they do. But that's a decision where they can do. I think an institution on their own. All right. But the point is, maybe they don't think about that. Maybe they will think of our future. But I think say the neighbor will go to court again because this invest known to them. And sometimes we need to trust them. The institutions they already create, we need to trust them, even though they make mistakes. But in the process of trust to them, we need to allow them, make them do the work. And then if we ever criticize them, we criticize them. And
so on that note, let we come back to the director and let me just get some clarification before we allow him to go. Director, first of all, you don't listen waiting the two guests them don't see based on waiting una they do. Yeah, in just short response, what you want to say to them before we articulate to different other issues follow clarify quickly.
Yeah, thank you very much. I listen very carefully. To the statement.
Okay.
Let's just make this clarification on the commissioner now in studies, because people that they just take her out of context.
Okay.
What do people understand? Even at the Macaulay been doing masters in Vienna.
Okay.
But of course, if they come in and go, This one, the Act makes provision that in the absence of the commissioner, the deputy commissioner perform any role.
Yes.
And we are still in touch. So I don't see anything quite significantly different when this thing of a commissioner not the study, and it is a very short course as well. Then on the aspect of recovery, you see people them also they misunderstand them completely. And this last person we talk, we say of course we're a partner, but I know they call him again. I apologize for that. But the point is clear. Firstly, where people then they just talk, oh na criminal. The point is always made. What you say is different from what you can prove. And we ACC now we get the burden of proof when we go to court if you prosecute. And then mostly when we go with cases to court, you don't have control over the judiciary. Not to the issue of say, oh now you go tell them now say we not do this, we not do that, or we case not strong. So people know for they see going by way of recovery, or what we call non-conviction based recovery as an option always. So therefore, let them know they watch and they say in a compromise, not to compromise at all.
Right.
People for understand we get two forms of recoveries. We get civil recovery, we get criminal recovery. But all this while we have been doing more of civil recovery.
Let them pay back. Why is the criminal recovery now we go to court?
No, criminal recovery, you recover the money still then you charge back the court.
Okay. Right.
Civil recovery is when you just take the money, you don't go to court.
All right. So quickly, because you don't get better time, I'm very much conscious of that time day.
No, them man they talk so much. Give me time.
No,
please.
I mean you not get better time. You say you not get better time with we. So I want to ask you other things then quickly.
No, but then let me address the issues.
Okay,
there are a lot of misconceptions.
Don't worry about you. Go ahead.
No, I come. So when then they look at the aspect of recovery, and it is not just under Ben Kaifala. Of course, under Ben Kaifala, it has increased tremendously.
Okay.
But even with JFK, about the Nasir Ferries, we did recovery. Even under Tijanko, there was recoveries done as well. So people never just see it as if it is a new thing and people are going in for it. Then, as the young man say again, when you look at the cost on prosecution, it's heavy. And you go take case in a court, it will take 3-4 years. And then when will justice be served? So looking at all them parameters, then make the commission just believe that it will go in. If you get the resources, you bring it back, you give back to the people. And with the amendment of the act, now make way if you pursue the criminal aspect, you also recluse yourself from holding public office, and you pay a percentage on that amount, because there are still some schools of thought where they say about the same money where the man be don't take. Imagine if not been last year, the value that we can get don't drop. So there are all of these things the ACC they take into context. So they don't look at us if we are going in for recoveries only for less, we compromise or we go for less. No, we always they make sure say the person pay the money and one for also that the person be bankrupt. There have even been instances people not able for pay. They go call debt. They go ask them for help them, and that is also embarrassing. So let them not feel say the ACC is not committed. We are committed to the fight. And then when the other person talk about indexes, how can you measure really corruption? Sometimes people don't see the corruption, they go up. Do you have a tool? Which mechanism do they use? So as it is, we get other indexes that when they come out. Now they show how we perform. If we are not doing well in those indexes, everybody go see.
For the sake of fairness, in terms of the time, let's just decide for giving a time now, so nobody not go cry foul at any point. So we go now. Let just get you for clarify certain things then, because it's not progress and we really want to get updates. Now we don't see the 2022 audit report don't come out. When we don't look at the 2020 audit report, 2021 audit report, and then some high profile things and the way people still want to get update on. Let's go back to the 2020 audit report and look at the office of the president. The last time we talked to Blake, we now one of a man from the ACC, he tell we say nobody from the office of the president will not be done call yet or not done investigate yet. Waiting at the status of that matter there with regards to the office of the president and the audit report of 2020. Please, you get 5 minutes for this.
Yeah. No, yes, even me, to me knowledge, I recalled definitely that audit report be done, the annual audit being mentioned, something about the office of the president. But then I need for refer to the investigations department. I do not have anything so far because then they deal with them and we can put out media releases on whatever they had done. But to my knowledge, I don't go say anything on that we don't actively they look at the office of the president. And one thing where people they know as well, when they talk about the office of the president, it's not necessarily the president.
Yeah, we know.
So in terms of in terms of interventions, once I believe say the audit report make mention, I'm sure we have to take action on that. Then as you said, don't mention this series of audit reports we don't come out, investigators they also look at. Issues can come, like there was one from the Ministry of Health we get for do with some people that we come lodge na a place or house we then take. Somebody brought that to my attention from Politico, and I go there, I ask them specifically on that, and they are also looking at that matter. But you know, say audit reports and things and we also too bulky. But of course, I know say we did look into them, we can put out media releases, and as we talk, even with the 2022 don't come out, there are still issues in the previous audit report where we definitely did look at them. But specific to that of the office of the president, I cannot now say because I don't get that information. But as I say, when I go get in contact with the investigations department, I will also let the public know. But as Blake will talk, aware, and then I'm also not aware. But if any mention is made, definitely we'll get for make interventions there.
This is now the number 3 audit report, or number 2 after the 2020 audit report. Anti-Corruption Commissioner Francis Ben-Kelfala been outrightly tell we say, let people not expect them to investigate or bring press criminal charge against the president. But people them actually they around the president's office when are they handle money, and we expect say them people in there because in say it work directly with the president for like get blessing and make sure they bring them people here to book. For say that particular office they not get the blessing yet. That is why we're not able to look into that yet.
Not too sure, I say, sir. What I am saying, I am not aware. It is very likely. It is very likely. It is very likely that they are doing an investigations on that office, but me no know, sir.
Okay, so
in investigations, we get what we call on a need to know basis. You make disclosures on a need to know basis. There are certain things where they go on where I no need for know until I make special inquiry or ask questions on it. Then I will know.
Okay.
This way I tell you, I know say that information we meant for public, so I have to say it publicly.
The last question,
but the one way they not tell me, I will not say it.
The last question I will ask you on that particular issue there, you're not the director of public, education and external outreach. How soon we will get a word with regards to that 2020 report, audit report, and the office of the president from the office of the from the attorney general, from the Anti-Corruption Commission? How soon? This is not almost the end of the year.
No, when I therefore make me inquiries, and when I get, as I say, I did leave, but I will talk to the director evening. Then I will get back to you next week.
Next week, okay. That's a very good one. Next week.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
I think today is Wednesday.
Okay.
Say holiday business, I don't remember the dates and the days and no more. But next week.
All right. Thank you very much. And we still get some time. So I'll ask you another question. When I get recent cases them inside on hand where they refer to the Court of Appeal refer to the issue of Ernest Baikoma and that of Samura Kamara. What is the status of the issue with Ernest Baikoma now on hand?
Well, the matter is under investigation. No, we don't interview them. We don't commence. So the interview, they proceed. So that is the status. And as I say, we don't comment much more than that. But the matter has been referred. That is true. We don't start for talk to Samora. That's true. We don't start for talk to the former president. That's true. Of course, they don't bail. They don't grant them bail, and they report as to the time where we see them for report. That's all I can provide.
Not detail, but what's not the issue where then the other investigation for?
No, well, the matter with High Court, Court of Appeal referred now on the Sierra Leone. Okay. The shares. That's all.
All right. So even though we don't want to talk about that one, they publicly because they investigate, but we listen to the lawyer where basically they try to tell we about the status of Sierra Leone and that of how it linked to the clients them. Any comment on that? You be listening to that?
No, sir. No, sir. I don't tell you which is the thing where the public needs for no. Whatever some other person the tweet or the write, it is not for the ACC. We are investigating, sir. And I am not even privy to most of the things. Those are just the basics we know about the referral and then the issue and the interviews. So I put out a press release where they talk about the former president for comeback at the commission on the date of 28, which is tomorrow, I'm sure. So but did it now. So
the issue
we are sure he's coming.
The fight against corruption. This now like international rating where they na paper and una attempt or action una they take against waiting the people in the ground the field. So this now waiting and then say, and this now the question. The Anti-Corruption Commission, how you go actually describe them? Now corruption fighter them or now witch hunter them?
But it's obvious. How can we be witch hunting?
That's the witch hunting.
Now people's perspectives So we are fighting corruption, sir. So we cannot witch hunt. We don't persecute, we prosecute. Okay. But as they say, the manner in which people they look at the fight against corruption in this country, with all due respect, myopic. Because then they look at them with just one eye that this is a fight only for some sections of the people of Sierra Leone, and it is not. And this is what makes the fight always very difficult. Because some people they go they relax. This ACC not just for opposition. This ACC not just for you where be so be that. And it is not the case. So once fall within their own circle, waiting the one for believing, then it is not working. And we keep talking to people with the tail and say, this is not the case. So, my brother, I tell you honestly, somebody where they benefit from corruption will never report it. Not only a victim will report them. So, equally so, if you then are a neighbor, you know something they go wrong, they talk about her. Now, the next person, where they say, but that person corruption, and they even go after her. But what does it take for you can report even when it is happening in your own household? So these are the challenges we would get, honestly, in the fight against corruption. Because people, their mindsets, people, their idea is that, oh no, this is about just some set of people. And it keeps going. It keeps going. I know they say we are a perfect institution, but the fact of the matter is we dey try for fight corruption, irrespective of whose side you come out, irrespective of your beliefs and things like that. All right. But we can't make do with that. Waiting people their perception be. But I'm telling you, it is really tough. Okay. And when at the ACC at top management level, we are always confronted with that challenge.
So the fight of corruption really, really tough.
It is a tough fight. It is really tough, especially as I say within.
I've been listening to
within a population where any small thing or more you talk, then they'll take them as a gospel truth.
That is one.
It's tough. It's a tough fight.
According to Ben Kelfala, a really tough way to go very close to the power that may.
Can you say again?
And you said it's very tough, especially when you deal with this kind of public. But again, when you listen to Francis Ben Kelfala, it's really, really tough, especially when you go very close to the power that may.
What do you mean by that? The toughness about it,
Sorry?
The one that
When they give
No.
appointments. When they give appointments to people.
No, definitely from all angles. Well, that's what I'm saying. If you they fight corruption, even those in government now, they always want you to do things that they want you to do. Which I mean, they themselves want for let happen. If you go against them, then there is a challenge there. The same for those in opposition. When you go after the same and social opposition. So where do you draw the fine balance? That is the point I am making.
All right. So
you see, things happening in the current administration. We are looking at them. Some people will even take and say, "Oh no, that person there, and I didn't know he did it, but Yanda he believe now this is this." So where do you find yourself?
All right.
And this is the society where we are in.
I will give 5 minutes, but actually we don't take 10 minutes. So let's go to the guest, the other guest quickly. Edward, you don't listen to Patrick, especially on the 2020 audit report. Well, he not say anything, but he say he will find out on that particular area for knowing the happen with regards to the office of the president and the audit report. What do you take on all you say?
Specifically on that, but there are other interventions we don't make. But I agree with you.
Yes, now that's the time for say. So, Edward, what do you take? You might mute Edward. Edward, you might mute.
Yeah, hello?
Yes, go ahead. You're live now. Go ahead.
Yeah, I say before I answer to that question, I want to respond to Patrick Sandy. Maybe it try for be very economical with the truth, where we discuss this very important issue this morning. First of all, they accuse certain members of the public say they get the cooperation from the Anti-Corruption Commission in terms of supporting the commission. Me when they talk to you, so me don't be somebody where you don't work with the Anti-Corruption Commission for 20 years. I don't serve as a star witness for the Anti-Corruption Commission. I don't help the commission for investigate. We charge to court. I go serve as a star witness, and after that, I was abandoned by the Anti-Corruption Commission in terms of protection. That's one. Secondly, many Sierra Leoneans today don't begin lost trust and confidence in this current Anti-Corruption Commission because they feel that many of the cases, the way that they go, they are being swept under the carpet. And in the fight against corruption, what is more important now, public trust and public confidence. The moment the public begin lost trust, like I mean when they talk to you so now, I don't lost trust in this Anti-Corruption Commission. Where even 2014 to 2015, they approach me media house for this. We signed an MOU with me media, and that MOU today I don't come to that MOU because I'm not even interested because I think say the ACC was genuine and then kind of memorandum of understanding in the fight against corruption. But when I can realize say they are not serious, then I decide for cut off the MOU. So as I talk to you, I have no business with the ACC. Despite some of the sacrifice and the risk which some of we take for joining the ACC for fights against corruption in this country, when we go to court, we secure conviction, after which some of us were exposed to the criminals. And having said that, I think say in all of the things that was from former President Kaben's time, we've seen that this country, ministers of government were investigated. We are charged to court, investigated, and prosecuted. And we also see the former president, also Dr. Anes Bayakoma, the same thing happen. We see how ministers of government were convicted for corruption. What did happen in this current the Anti-Corruption Commission, where me keep the emphasized on? Now the fact that if we say we serious in a country like Sierra Leone, we get for set example. Especially so the political leadership. The political leadership of this country think that they are untouchable. When I talk about former Tijan Kaba in time and Eskoma in time to this current President Bio in time, that is the thinking of the political leadership. That when it comes about the issue of corruption, they think that they are untouchable. And these are the things the Anti-Corruption Commission should go beyond to prove to the public, to really assure the public, to convince the public, say, despite their status, they are not above the law. That's one aspect. They talk about the recovery, the way I still want to come back to that recovery. When somebody don't thief, you don't catch the person, you don't catch a red hand, and the person say, yes, I thief, but this time I thief, so I go return and give you. I go return and back. They say, okay, well, give me what it thief. He put on an hand. Then he lets the man go scot-free. He don't really play justice to the people of Sierra Leone and the society as a whole. The answer to me is no.
Okay.
Because
So
we believe, say,
Edward, you know, because
when somebody thief, if I go with a punishment. Now let's come back to this audit report.
Yeah, the 2020 audit report where he respond to on the office of the president.
Yeah, now they come to so.
Please go ahead.
These things are not new. You understand?
Waiting non new. All right, we experienced some bad line with Edward.
ACC have not been, whether former president, whether current president, they can investigate and prosecute, you know, and get conviction. Because, like they say, like the commissioner say, the moment the commission they take the fight closer to the political leadership, they say the fight they become tougher. That tells you that the moment some of the cases that come up, as long as it has to do with high-profile offices, like including the office of the president, which might not necessarily be saying that the president will not perpetrate the corruption, but because they are within the confines of the powers that be, which is that kind of the state house, they think that they should be protected. And that is where the ACC will come in to prove to the public that no, these people are not above the law. We have never seen, even from other reports come away, where Patrick we talk about too. We still do not get any staff officials of the state house, to my own knowledge, that are being invited by the Anti-Corruption Commission in relation to that.
So Patrick tell me now say, Edward, Patrick say in the next 2 weeks, it will give you an update on that particular issue day. So, and not say anything, and not say they don't investigate, and not say they don't investigate, rather, and not get better idea, so it will find out and get to it in the next 2 weeks. How about that?
I can lay my life for this. This is not the first time. Many of the audit report there, I don't see how the anti-corruption play with the audit report that they and try for play on the minds of the public in terms of how they were able to thoroughly investigate. You know what the Auditor General they help the Auditor General they always help the Anti-Corruption Commission for provide a leadway into investigation.
Okay.
The Auditor General will come forward with evidence with in fact say these are the things that find out from ministry department and agencies, and we have not been able for get account of so amount of money, and they will bring out that kind of report. It is not the business of the Anti-Corruption Commission to look at the audit report and go beyond even the Auditor General's audit report, and to look to get into in-depth of the investigations that they and bring out the culprits to book.
All right.
But all what thing they happen every year when this report they come out, by the way, believe in me, all what you can say, well, this report we will only begin discuss that within these 2 weeks, maybe next week.
All right, thank you.
Maybe
much.
after this now, maybe by the way, I can tell you this. Then it will be the end of it.
Thank you.
Everything so.
Thank you. Okay, let's come to. We actually don't get another possible. Let's come to Abdulrahman. Abdulrahman, you know, we are still the one for let with the response to what Patrick say because now in at the end of the program for this morning. So what do you think of what he say on the 2020 report and the things the way that they try for put in place for make sure say that they're on top of corruption? Of course, they don't say they're not corruption fighter, they're not a corruption, they're not a witch hunter. Then why they for witch hunt in the first place? Now fighting the fight corruption, just that sometimes the corruption fight it can be very tough.
Point I always want to make here is the issue. First, let's start with the issue of the audit report. You know, last time I told as a mean auditor, I don't do audit business for over 12 years, 12 to 15 years now. I get a lot. I did see the audit report. The problem with the audit process in Sierra Leone, if you want to assess into percentage, we get a lot of issues of unaccounted funds.
Okay.
Sometimes, not like say the person those, like say for example, the problem with the civil service, a lot of people then too negligent. They say sometimes like you don't pay for something, then they do business with people we not going to give them receipts. They will make payments the way they not get receipts. They don't get time for follow up. Sometimes they can supply goods them. They know that they need to check the standard. So that them basic thing, then they will not get people way they look for value for money.
Okay.
Sometimes at the civil service. Not in all cases people they eat money. But then after issues that if it happen, they make sure say then they make sometimes when the auditors then they go some ministry, they say we don't spend this. They say where the receipt? The receipt not there for sure. So and the auditor the capturer then report. So waiting maybe the feel say ACC for them to work. The problem with ACC, they know they reach out to.
All right. Think another copy now. Okay.
Get the expertise for support them. I don't understand. Now the problem, not only ACC, but most institutions that are saying, they don't reach out people get experience for support, and they say the people are for candy. And me, self as citizen, I'll give me your support experience. But if me experience what to you, I know they focus.
All right. Sorry, we get problem with the line.
The point is, so we'll be waiting.
We get problem with the line in
Hello?
network.
Are they getting clear?
Yes, go ahead, please.
All right. So the truth is, firstly, for solve this problem of audit, ACC gets a two tough decision. First, they get Parliament, and Parliament now they get the power for looking to the ACC can start. ACC can go ahead with the investigation, but sometimes if you meet up, say Parliament gets a very tough time, they can stop them. So now we'll investigate this matter until we do something about it. They get the power for do that because ACC is a creature of Parliament. So as Parliament can tell and say no, now wait. So the truth is, for avoid this long battle, first thing what ACC for do, ACC for work with Ministry of Finance, because now Ministry of Finance now the money they come out, where they spend.
But ACC they work with every MDs in the country.
No, what they say, in this case, they forget an accountability and integrity officer, where they base na their accountant general in office. Send the money they go.
All right.
So every agency or every ministry.
But at the same time, remember say ACC not going for the all side. Even if the all side, still something happen.
Not all side, but specifically the Ministry of Finance. They forget an accountability and integrity. Yes, possible.
All right. Okay. Thank you. So now we come to the end of the program, and I would really want for the party in be the last person for say something before we go. But before that happen, I just get one question. Now we listen to Abdulrahman case, Patrick, and they talk about the Parliament. As they get the audit report like baby of Parliament, and just this 2022 audit report, we still say Parliament don't pull word say then no one for say anybody they probe into this particular audit report before them. If you do so, na contempt of Parliament. And we listened the other day, except if I missed one day, the Anti-Corruption Commissioner said after meeting with the Parliament, they will begin for look into the audit report for begin take action because they're already the study right now. So it be?
Yeah, firstly, we need for understand the rules of the two institutions. We know say Parliament now they get primary responsibility over Auditor General's report.
Yes.
Now everybody knows that. What we do basically we are complementing. And over the years we don't see how a lot of people have been looking forward to the ACC interventions where it comes audit report. But to really start with, now Parliament now they get control. Now make the Auditor General by constitution they go lay the audit report in Parliament. We don't see other incidences where ACC don't go at serious confrontation with Parliament. But in this case of Francis Bankaifala, we did so much collaborate with Parliament, and then they give we some of the, if you like, the leverage for do what we did do in the audit report. So, as you don't say, you are correct. They pull a release, and then we are going to meet with Parliament, the Public Accounts Committee, and then we will decide on the way forward.
Right.
But ACC also will not say get mandate. ACC we know say as well can get your sources of information. We can take it that you don't come to our attention, and by so doing we are looking into it. It could be that we have even been looking at some of the issues where the Auditor General don't flag as well. I listen to the young man where they say yes, the auditor they do a very good job. We don't even sign an MOU with them, and whatever thing will come in the audit report, we try for see what we go do with them. It not necessarily means all the issues they have mentioned or highlighted are corruption issues. There are some with a simple mismanagement or because somebody did not take action somewhere. But let us wait and see. But it is correct that Parliament that they get sole control over the audit report, and we just collaborate with them because of waiting at the public, views all over this time about the audit report. We don't see the recoveries we don't make, we don't see the charges, we don't the people that we don't charge out of that. But let us be very clear, the ACC, we said not they do too much because now Parliament, and whatever we do, we want to forget the collaboration of Parliament into doing it. So that is really the limitation.
Quickly on that area there, I listen to waiting Patrick they say. Of course, the audits service now Parliament in baby, and he say they don't get several confrontations with Parliament because they can want to take action, and Parliament can say wait, now we force, now we are the primary owner of this particular thing. But we see, for example, Usai, issue there with the executive arm of government and the audit service and the Auditor General. But we see, say, Parliament be very much dormant. We not hearing no word from Parliament on that particular thing there. As no, now we get this, now we for take action against this, now we this, now that. Rather, now the executive arm then are caught with the auditor and in deputy. What do you make up of that? Since the Parliament's primary responsibility, they get they're able to say no to anti-corruption at some point, say no, now we are the father of this document. But they're not able to say no to the executive arm of government for say no, now we for take action on this.
Okay, sorry.
Yes, go ahead, Edward.
Yeah, what I say, they clearly tell you that we will not sincere and serious about the fight about transparency, accountability, and the rule of law in this country. For me, I think say one of the things that we some of we continue for advocate for now for not getting almost a complete, if 100%, constitutional review process. For not able to look at who lost in this country because there's a lot of duplications in terms of functions. Now the Parliament will tell you that no, when it comes about the audit reports, now we take supremacy over them, and that has happened many times. It happened during Parliament, it happened back during a comment time when we see a matter where the Anti-Corruption Commission don't already take up or investigate. Parliament had to recall back the matter that the ACC not get any mandate for go ahead with that matter until they see on that matter. And at the end of the day, how that matter be end up in the last Parliament. So we see it has been a big challenge between then three institutions there. First of all, if we are able for clearly, like what Patrick they say, each of the institutions there then get a clear defined role and responsibility. For we can follow able to achieve the fight against corruption, governance to be specific. We therefore also look at the Anti-Corruption Commission. Let them be autonomous. Let them just get the ACC. Let the ACC day on their own. Even the Parliament, they can operate on their own without even giving cost to Parliament for direct what they're supposed to, what they're not supposed to do. In a report like this, I think is very key, and I'm sure Parliament will come in and say, now, okay, we will look at this report. We don't begin and say from the previous Parliament, we'll see and say when it comes about the audit report, they're not going to be fair much to the people. I hope this current Parliament will be very fair and sincere to the people of this country that, yes, there has been allegations of mismanagement of funds, missing funds, unaccounted funds, all of that, and the Parliament therefore rise up to the occasion for make sure say they look at the matter, they do one way, no, they feel say it need further investigation by the Anti-Corruption Commission. Let them make sure say they refer to the matter to the ACC and give ACC a level playing field for let them go ahead and investigate the matter. Okay. Otherwise, we will continue for waste to time on this about the fight against corruption. What's in the happen right now? We come up with governance system. We get a lot of challenges, and unless we sincere enough, we're not going to overcome the challenges.
Thank you very much, Edward. So now we don't come to the end. Last start with you, Case. Waiting will be your last submission in the program. You get 3 minutes for do so. Abdulrahman, you mic mute.
I want to see the first. I want to see the Anti-Corruption Commission. First, open up the information outreach, because this issue of saying our people that they attack, our people that they call is still there at the minds of people, and so that they know for people to understand say the fight against corruption are all man business, not come back, because whatever happen, they want to in a government now they get for commot, and when they commot, they therefore hold accountable for what they don't do. So, and we don't forget that same issue again. They say the own people are going to say we said our people are not for fight, not for hold, and not for investigate them. So, we want to see accountability as a national fight. Okay. Whether you party in a power or you party in a power, what's not for the interest of Sierra Leone. Anti-corruption need for make sure see the message go out there, a strong one, not only fit on all across the country, the north and the south and the east. And also the issue of audit report and Parliament for those of Sierra Leone to watch them. Not to this Parliament no more from the last Parliament, the other Parliament, they will don't pass. We appeal to them, men and seek the interest of the Sierra Leone, men look at the Auditor General report, and we saw issues then they were of concern, they address some issues when they of concern, then they can find a way for solve them. And also, Ministry of Finance need to work with ACC so that people will take the Auditor General work serious, because people will take it serious. Auditors they go to ministries and agents, department, and then they get time. People, government officials, some people both control, they don't get time to talk to the auditors themselves. They don't say them go and are busy first or go come back. So they don't even get access for getting information. Past Parliament call, I tell somebody want to go pull the receipt. Someone go say the receipt be new. They don't ask me. And now they don't ask me for anti-corruption kinds. And I tell someone go say, well, the document they don't ask me for how. So you see, and which of course not supposed to be like that. You know. So they don't take this work serious, because now this the only way how this country will develop. Because and the people have money, that money don't they waste on people have money. The people of Sierra Leone have money for benefit the people of Sierra Leone. And one man is done by it all. Yeah. So that's how the type of thing.
Thank you very much, Abdulrahman. Yeah. All right, so now come to you, Edward. But Patrick, I want to take note of what Abdulrahman say, please, yeah. And talk about this late production of receipts. We're very much important. We see it happen like every department right now inside the country. But hold on, we'll come to you later. Edward, please, waiting to be your final submission in the program this morning. 3 minutes. You might mute. Okay, go ahead. Okay, go ahead.
Yes, I think some of us, despite the challenges, despite what you don't go through, despite the abandonment, where the ACC they try for abandon some of the Sierra Leoneans that were so committed to the fight against corruption, like Adam board at the stages now. ACC just want for us to at the comfort zone, like Patrick, where they want for them at the ACC office under the AC. And fight corruption. You cannot be in the office fighting corruption. You know, the fight against corruption now public. So let them move from the comfort zone. Let them left the building. Let them left the offices. Let them left the comfort zone and come at the street. If you pass look at the Anti-Corruption Commission and see us in the fight against corruption, in the morning let them go to Connaught and see what is happening at Connaught, where Sierra Leoneans are being deprived from social services unless they get for good bribe. Let them go to cottage. Let them see how patient they die because somebody is there where they request for such an amount where the parents are not able to afford. Let them go to let them move around. When they go to the area, they go see the real meaning of the fight against corruption. But stay in their comfort zone and not think say it will help them, and I not think say that is the best way to go. For some of us in the media, we have been in this fight and we continue to be in the fight. But as long as the ACC is not serious, because it also has to do with the political will from the ACC. If the management is ready to further re-energize, and look at a team of outsiders that are committed in this fight. We have many of us, we have been around, to the point that some of you right now says that some of their cases they will be helped the ACC for good testify in a court. When the ACC get their convictions, then they will know what to go through, and our lives were exposed. And we have to find a way now to go back into hiding because the people are looking after, going after us. So, meanwhile, we all be sincere. The whole question here is about sincerity. By the way, if we are not sincere to ourselves, we are not sincere to our conscience, we are not sincere to our country, believe in me, the fight against corruption, we are merely wasting our time. So, me, they urge on them, for let them come back robustly to the public, and let them move and engage the public.
All right. Thank you very much, Edward. And I appreciate your time with me. Now we'll go to the man where he gets the whole discussion today with Patrick. Patrick, before you give your final submission, Abdulrahman case talk about late receipts. And this now one common issue we see in the audit report. Then the auditor will don't come for audit, they're not going to present receipts. They go say, oh, we don't find the receipt, and we don't see. When only for they go back and they notice they don't see the receipt. But how una can do for make sure say at the end of the day they present receipt to una because they can play with the audit service as if the audit service is not important to anybody.
Well, that is really the issue where they get year in year out. Well, basically, now because the auditor not get arresting powers, I think so. And also prosecutorial powers. So that is the reason why we don't sign MOU with audit service, hoping that when they conduct audit, then get any challenge, then go call on the ACC for those kinds of things. But really, it can happen. So when the auditor go there, they know they treat the auditors seriously. They will say this person not there, then they not there, where they in charge of the documents, and then they will not even say come back. So this is about the people that within at the MDAs or all public institutions for treat the auditors seriously and begin respond to the issues with auditors.
So for this one way happen to a lot of people say this is a possible fraud where they happen there because not only after business transaction don't be now some of them they go run for fair receipt.
Well, that is the problem because we not accountable driven. This is a problem. People then they will go expend money. They don't even take receipt. Person go buy fear, they take receipt. You see, forget about digging into the receipt whether it's genuine or not. But the fact of it is, them basics themselves all not there. So it's a problem. Now a bad culture. Just like when we talk about accountability, people should be accountable. Sierra Leoneans, they don't want anybody where now their own brother or sister for be accountable. Otherwise, they raise hell. But that's the point at the time for me. Let us all have that consciousness. Even when the other young man, they say, Anti-Corruption Commission, we need to do much more. For let public understanding, they like, people should be accountable. It is not about they are going after this set of people. But it is a responsibility for all of us. Even the other man, they say, let us go down the street, let us left with comfort zone. But the fight against corruption, this is where people make mistakes. The one left and no more, now ACC their hand. It is not going to be. The fight against corruption, now we all get them. So even in that corner where you did, you have to propagate the message. We numbers are very low. We are about 215. The whole of the country, including regional offices, how many investigators, how many, when everybody go to grab, go na corner every day or this, when they notice her, they will put her in check. Then after you come out, then they go back to it. So let us also be whistleblowers. Let us assist the commission in the work what they do. But I tell you, we don't get the wherewithal as an institution for say, by way of personnel, we go there everywhere. So the fight against corruption, now everybody in responsibility. Let us take it much more seriously. If you get information, pass it on. And then you see what will happen. Though the other man they talk about, go court, then later they expose him. I am not familiar with those details. But the Office of the Public Education and External Outreach Day, if you have concerns, you have issues, you want to clarify, we now go do so. We even get an information desk in line with the Right to Access Information Act for ensure say people who want information about the commission get up. Those who want to do research, then go there, then get up. But let us keep an open mind. But as I say, yes, we will continue to talk to the people. So until you go tell people the other next day where you talk about that somebody they appear as if it is coming to his attention for the first time. And not so. We say they do it best. We do radio discussion programs, we do television programs, we do jingles, but it's just too difficult. So we need for work on the mindsets of people. But in regard Parliament and the audit report, that is a fact. I see also the other man they say ACC for work with the Ministry of Finance. So now they want ACC to be in control of the audit issues. No, sir. It should be Parliament to work with Ministry of Finance because now they get the audit report. We are actually playing a support role. We are complementing Parliament. We don't want to take over the thing. Then somebody else start to say, who say when I get the mandate?
Patrick, if I can go back to the 2020 audit report, we say Parliament are the baby of audit report. We mean say they're familiar of everything where they inside the audit report and the laws of the audit. Yeah, but we see inside 2020 they get a lot of problem there. When they couldn't access watch them problem and they say this is pass mark. Law send and go na prevention mechanism something. I don't quite remember how to call it. But if Parliament of all the getting kind problem and day, it means that we really get serious problem. Waiting not the way forward.
My brother, the way forward, we all for understand. If the law say this, you don't do otherwise. If Parliament say there issues, then we definitely need to see how we can address these issues. So ACC will step there with your mandate. So that's why we are working with Parliament for addressing it. But when it comes to audit reports, the Constitution, we the one that we do law, they say that the ground norm, nine are the highest law of the land. No go talk about Anti-Corruption Act and the Constitution. Constitution can force her. So and the Constitution talk and say Parliament now then get control over the audit report. So that is where we are leaving it. But as it is, like how they say, whatever other inroads we will be able to make as an institution with the support of the Parliament itself, when the Parliament get the issues, ACC go do it. But it is really something way difficult for we all. Okay. I have to say it.
All right, thank you very much. And we just hope say Parliament go actually be on top of the situation right now because for several times they don't say we are going to prevention mechanism area. For they're able to prevent the systemic problem of corruption or of not going through the right principle or the laws them where they're supposed for work with anytime where they do procurement and other things then. And we just hope say this time around whatever problem then a Parliament are going to take action and this time they're not going to left and so and go free.
Thank you very much. But it's well over 60 minutes.
Yes, I've been telling you that 30 minutes, but now you say let we go no more. You okay? Thank you very much.
No, yeah, because the concerns we are coming and need for response.
That is discussion, and that's not the whole
yes, if I left unattended, it not will be justice to the institution.
That time make I tell you say you are real director. Thank you very much.
Welcome.
All right, good
Thank
day.
you.
Yes. Alright, so that's how we end the program today. Thank you very much to we guest them where we get Edward Mara and Abdurrahman Case we join we. And in name na Patrick Sandi, the director of public relations and external outreach. Thanks to the producer for this program, we na Ilya Sabah. Thanks to you, we don't watch, you don't like, you don't share and comment. And thanks very much for all your time. We appreciate you all so much. Guest, thank you. Get on yourself a very good day.
In Japan, where they send a salon delegation this, they not agree for me we enter the hotel because they say we get debt day. And then I mean the first time we had a good day. Now that I inherit. Where everybody don't go inside, me not be still able because I be needful. Ask me with all my delegation, pay for the hotel bill where they be done left day, I don't even know which year. Before me they allow for before then they allow me for enter day. Then kind national